Hi, welcome to Club Red, week number 2. I am so excited that you are joining me for this video. Our videos this week are pre-recorded and will come to you in more than one series. And so I want to just hop right on into it. I know that you've had an incredible week, and I cannot wait to review your homework and have a coaching call with each of you. And so I'm going to just hop right on into our Club Red training, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you for most of the time that we have together. So you'll be seeing it, looking at the Club Red workbook at the same time that I am, and we're going to be reviewing that together. So give me just a moment, and I'm going to do a quick little screen share with you guys. And here we are. So welcome to Club Red, week number 2. Can you believe it? I can't wait to hear all about week number 1 and all the wins that you had, all the areas that you feel like you need a little bit of extra work in, and we will be focusing on that through our individual coaching sessions. So this week on Club Red, week number 2, we will be, I'm just going to give you a little bit from the 5-second rule. I hope you are enjoying that book, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jump right on in there. Don't be afraid. So we'll be covering just a bit from the 5-second rule. We're also going to talk about how to do self-coaching and some emotional management. And we will start talking about falling in love with the process, the booking portion of it, and of course the follow-up that goes with the booking portion of your business. So in week number 3, we will be talking about the selling and the sharing. So we'll be falling in love with the process over and over again as we go through Club Red. So let's just go ahead and jump right in it. This was one thing that popped out to me from the book, The 5-Second Rule. If you are looking for the one person who will change your life, look in the mirror. Courage, the ability to do something that is difficult or scary, stepping outside your comfort zone, sharing your ideas, speaking up, and showing up. Standing firm in your beliefs and values, and some days getting out of bed. That's what courage is all about. And so if you want to see change, take a look in the mirror. You are the only person that can make that change. I'll also be posting a video from Andy Stanley that talks about the American in the mirror. And it is such a great video about just doing that self-evaluation and knowing that we are responsible for what we want. So one of the things that I always tell myself in a situation where it involves someone else is, Christy, you be the change you want to see. So if somebody has a behavior that you don't totally love, one way of changing that is you be the change and let them mirror your behavior. So let's go ahead and jump on into our self-coaching and just self-evaluating. You know, one of the things that I find that consultants have a hard time with is just writing those personal affirmations, those affirmations to repeat to yourself every single day, 3 times a day. And so I wanted to share these with you because these could be your affirmations that you recite to yourself multiple times a day, record to yourself, listen to yourself saying them until you're able to say and write and recite your own affirmations. And these are faith confessions that come from Stephen Furtick. He wrote a book called Sun Stand Still, and he talks about walking in audacious faith in that book. And so these are from Stephen Furtick, and so I'm going to say them. And I want you to repeat them out loud with me as you're going through this process. I am fully forgiven and free from all shame and condemnation. I act in audacious faith to change the world in my generation. I have no fear or anxiety. I trust the Lord with all my heart. I am able to fulfill the calling God has placed on my life. I am fully funded to do everything God has called me to do. I have no insecurity because I see myself the way God sees me. I am faithful. I am a faithful friend and a godly woman. My family is blessed. I am completely whole, physically, mentally, and emotionally. I am increasing the influence and favor for the kingdom of God. I am able to walk in I have a hard time with this word, love of Christ. I have the wisdom of the Lord concerning every decision I make. I am protected from all harm, evil, in Jesus' name. And so I want you to recite those to yourself every single day. I want you to recite them to yourself multiple times a day. And I would love it if you would record yourself and listen to yourself saying those. And each time that you have those moments of self-doubt and you have those limiting beliefs, you know what? These faith confessions are just going to automatically pop into your mind. And it's going to completely cancel out all of those insecurities and all those limiting beliefs that you have on your life. So I hope that you will promise me that you'll do that. It is actually part of our homework this week, not to give too much away, but it will be part of the homework this week to write these out, post them somewhere where you can see them, say them regularly, record them, and listen to them on a regular basis. So emotional management and self-coaching, what does that even mean? You know, a lot of times when we are in a situation, we don't know how to react, we always have a choice. And so deciding what choice you're going to make, or how am I going to face this situation? Am I going to face it with fear and as a victim, or am I going to face this situation with courage and walk through it victoriously? So each time we have the opportunity to make that choice. And so I want you to know that you are valuable, that you are enough, that any goal that has been placed on your heart, you are enough to fulfill that goal. And so I want you to feel completely secure in that. And I'm going to give you some steps on doing some self-coaching and walking yourself through those times when you feel like you might be a little bit emotionally fragile. These are a couple of other statements that you can say to yourself. My value comes from who I am, not what I do. And I want you guys to know from the bottom of my heart that I love each and every one of you for who you are, not what you're doing in your Mary Kay business. What you do in your Mary Kay business, that is amazing. It's going to make you more courageous, more fearless, a stronger woman. But I love you for who you are, not how you're performing in your business. And I don't want you to ever get that in your head that just because I didn't do this or I didn't do that, I can't call Christy, she doesn't want to hear from me. That is not a true statement at all. So get that from your mind. Practice this growth mindset. Anything that happens to me today is in my best interest, and it is an opportunity to learn and grow. And so I don't really believe in coincidences, if you want to know the truth about it. I really believe that everything has a reason for why it happens. And I think that we should all just take a moment to evaluate each time there is a situation in our life. Why is this happening? How can I learn from this? And how can I grow from it? So those are some great value statements that you can practice and that you can add to those faith confessions that we just talked about. Okay, so this is something I want you to kind of get in the habit of doing as well. So with the emotional management and the self-coaching, this is a sheet that you could print several copies out of. And so at the end of every day, write out a list of 15 or 20 things specifically that you feel like you did well every day. I don't know if you've ever gotten to the end of the day and you just beat yourself up because I didn't do this. I yelled at the kids. I was supposed to make phone calls. I didn't do that. I burned dinner. And you just beat yourself up for every single thing that you thought that you did wrong instead of focusing all the things that you did right. And so if you'll focus on those things that you feel like you did really well. Hey, I had $100 day. Hey, you know what? My kids are still alive at the end of today. They got 3 square meals and they are in their bed asleep. They even got baths today. So I even got the dishes in the dishwasher. So look at those things that you did well in your business and in your personal life, and give yourself a high five for at the end of each day. You also want to look at areas that maybe you could do things a little bit better tomorrow, some areas of growth, and what you learned from the day, and some application tips that you could take into tomorrow. So with a healthy mindset, I know last week we talked about limiting beliefs, but a quick exploration of your belief system. Beliefs are conditions and perceptions that are built upon old memories of pain and pressure. These memories are based on how we interpreted and emotionalized our experience over time. For example, when you were a child, did someone call you stupid? This may carry with you for the rest of your life. I'll share a personal experience with you guys. When I was in the 8th grade, I was going into high school, because at my school, 9th grade started high school, and you got to choose your classes, and there was a different curriculum. And so I remember specifically my 8th grade, my 7th and 8th grade science teacher told my parents that I was not smart enough to go to college, so do not put her in any college-bound classes. And I remember that to this day. But you know what, you guys? I didn't believe what he said. I was the first person in my family to go to college and get a degree. And I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in accounting. It's not an easy degree to get, but I did it. And every now and then I think, I'd really just love to go and shove this piece of paper in his face and say, I am smart enough. I was smart enough. And so don't carry those things with you. Those labels that other people put on you that are not true. Don't let that limit who you are today. You are enough. You are good enough. If you were called to lead, then lead. That is what your calling is in life. So by attaching all of those things, all those labels, all those events, all those circumstances to your belief system today, it can limit you on your success in your business. And that is something that we are going to absolutely eliminate. We are going to wage war on those limiting beliefs. And so I have kind of gotten myself into the habit of deciding what my intentions are. So step one, as you're looking at your day, is decide your desired outcome. And so I just set my intention for the day. Like before I go into a day of partying, I just set my intention. This is what my day is going to look like. This is what I desire for my day. And I know that this is going to be the outcome. Now, it does not always look the way that I want it to look, but I get to choose the desired outcome. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be grateful for that day. Step two is to question your limiting beliefs. Do they have truth? So as you are looking at your day, and let's just say you're going into a power day and you're going to have like 9 parties in one day. It's going to be an amazing day. But then you hear someone from your past say in your mind, who do you think you are? You can't do that. You're too shy. You can't speak in front of people. That is not a truth statement. So put those thoughts out of your mind as you're preparing for your day. Practice those faith confessions every single morning. It will give you courage. It will give you power. It will make you fearless. Step 3, consider the consequences of your limiting belief. What suffers as a result of that? And you know what, you guys? I'm going to talk to you all. Especially, we all have influence, you guys. Whether you are a mom or not, someone is watching you. And if you allow your children or whoever is watching you in your life, if you allow your limiting beliefs to stop you, what do you think they're going to do? If you want to change generational belief barriers, this is your opportunity. You can do this now with your children by not allowing your limiting beliefs to stop you. So when you have a failure in your business, you do not sit in your living room and you do not have a pity party and don't wallow in it for days on end. Who do you think is watching you? If you don't have children, you probably have siblings, you have teammates, you have sister consultants. They are watching you. You know what? Every time that you feel like you have a failure in your life or in your business, it is a growth opportunity. And I don't know, if to me, if you're not growing, you're dying. And so I'm not ready for that yet. So look at it as a growth opportunity every single time. And just remember, somebody is watching you. They are watching to see how you're going to react to every situation. Step number 4 is choose a new empowering belief to adopt it, what you choose to believe. And here's what you can do. With those limiting beliefs, you can completely switch that around. And when you say, I'm not enough, you can say, yes, I am. I know who I am. I know whose I am. I am enough. I am called to do this. I'm empowered. I can do this. So change those thought processes around, and then strengthen your limiting beliefs by confessing those faith confessions every single day, writing your own affirmations, turning those limiting beliefs that you wrote down last week, turn those into an affirmation. Flip the switch on that. If you do it long enough, you will believe what you're telling yourself. So whether you're telling yourself something positive or whether you're telling yourself something negative, you will eventually believe what you are telling yourself, okay? So this is going to be your little, this is where your little homework area where you can write those statements out. These are some really great questions to ask yourself as you are creating new habits. What is going to be your new mindset? Old mindset versus new mindset. Get it right in your head. What is my new mindset? I am successful. I am powerful. I am enough. I am courageous. I am fearless. What is that new mindset? Failure is a part of the process. Just know that it is. Everything that you put your hands on is not going to work right every single time. It's called pivoting. Every time something doesn't go right, how can I learn from this and how can I pivot in this moment? Decide to kill off all other options. Don't go back to that old way of thinking. Build solid relationships. You know what, you guys? If you will choose carefully the people that are in your circle of friends, it can change your life forever. I'm not even kidding you. I always tell people, and I know people who are close to me hear me say this sometimes, but I don't have very many friends. My circle, that inner circle of people who get inside with me, it is a limited number of people because I want to be very what's the word I want to use? Very cautious about what I allow inside. And I want you guys to do the same thing too. If you have a family member that is very negative and creates limiting belief in you, you can limit the amount of time that you spend with them. If you have friends that create that within you, you may want to create some new friends. I hate to be able to tell you that, but I've had to do that, you guys. When you leave a person and they don't make you feel like a level 10 confidence, you might want to reevaluate that relationship. Love what you do and do it a lot. Always be determined, have unshakable faith of a mustard seed, and don't compare your journey to someone else's. That is a big one. So this is a worksheet for you guys to work through. This is something for you to pour your heart and your thoughts into. I would love for you, after you fill it in, at least one day, make a few copies of it before you fill it in so that you can fill it in over and over again and watch your growth. So healthy habits for success. These are some self-coaching questions that you can ask yourself. You know, a list of questions you can ask yourself each morning before you get out of bed, throughout the day, and in the evening before you close your eyes. You know, at the end of the day, when you're laying in bed and you're kind of evaluating the day, go through these questions in your head and answer them honestly, and just reflect back on the day and what was the most rewarding part of the day and whose life did I bless today. Those are good thoughts to go to sleep with. And so this is something that I gained from Coach School that I have attended. I'm actually getting ready to attend again. And I just believe in setting your intention. I'll share another little story with you guys. A couple of years ago, I had to have sinus surgery. surgery. And like the days leading up to it, I have to be honest with you, I had just gotten just so worked up. Like I was nervous. I had a lot of anxiety about it. And so it was the day before and I was like, okay, Christy, you have got to get a hold of yourself and set your intention of what you expect from the surgery. I mean, it could have turned out anyway, but my intention, I set the intention in my mind of there's going to be no complications. I'm going to have no pain, no complications during, no complications after, and it's going to be one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Well, that's exactly the way it turned out. And I really believe like if I had allowed myself to stay on that path of high anxiety, just totally fearful of what was to come, what I didn't know, then I think it would have turned out completely different. So just get in that mindset of setting your intention. You know, what do I expect from today? Okay, so I am going to stop here and I'm going to create a new video and we're going to start with the next one that is starting with falling in love with the process. So we'll be right back.